Hello, my name is Jeremy. I hope that you are doing well. If you're clicking on this video, you're interested in my journey of being an online doctoral student. I wish that there was a video out there that was realistic in terms of expectations of being an online doctoral student. I am in the Bellevue University Doctor of Business Administration program. My end goal is to eventually make it to entry-level executive HR positions, and then eventually transition into consulting after corporate America, in addition to the other things that I'm doing. I say that because you have to know your end goal in order to find and derive motivation to get through the things that you're going to go through on your online journey. Not just at the doctoral level, but I think at any level really, but especially the doctoral level. There's so much reading, and I'll emphasize there's so much reading. Literally, last week's assignment for the first class, I'm taking 2 right now, but the first class was 20 pages. The second class was 20 pages for one of the assignments. And then this week, in the first class, the first article is 20 pages, and the second article, if I looked at it correctly, not including references and tables and graphs, is 60 pages. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but I'm learning the importance of chunking your reading in a way that you can read, process, derive meaning, what's being implied, and then applying it to something that you may experience on a day-by-day basis. Doing that little by little of your reading helps to make the reading make sense in a way that you can write about it. Yeah, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of reading. The assignments I don't find as challenging because I've been trying to be consistent with that method of reading in chunks and processing and applying and making it make sense to me. But I could easily see why somebody would get overwhelmed. Last week in the third class, my third class of the program, but the first class of the 2 that I'm in currently, we talked about sustaining competitive advantage and companies having 3 types of capital: physical capital, human capital, and organizational capital, and how human capital is a way to create and sustain competitive advantage based on the fact that it meets certain criteria like valuable, not substitutable, and more. The other class talked about the different types of research methods, qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods research, and really took us on a historical journey of, or one of the articles took us on a historical journey of how science is really about advancing the knowledge of humanity, in comparison to now it's seen as more focused on getting money to do research, right? It's less altruistic in nature, which kind of reduces not only the advancement of humanity, but also reduces the impact that research can have on people's lives. So it's interesting. And this week we had a Zoom for the research part of the, or my fourth class, the research class, to talk about like topics and how to identify gaps in research in areas of interest to then find a topic for the capstone or dissertation, and the level of commitment required to see your capstone or your dissertation all the way through the end. And the advice was to be organized and to keep things in motion. Like, don't stop, because once you stop, and you get out of movement of reading and collecting information, then it's really hard to get things across the finish line. So I hope what you take away from this video is being an online doctoral student is really challenging in nature. I mean, being a doctoral student, period, but online is challenging. One, because as a doctoral student, you're reading a lot of research that's not always in everyday language. And it's a massive amount of information. But if you chunk it and you make it make sense to you in a way that you can apply it to your daily life or write about it, then it will make sense. Also, the level of commitment to getting through the assignments is a lot. And if you don't know your why, getting through the reading assignments and getting through the actual assignments will be very challenging, and you'll burn out really quickly. I think in previous videos, I've talked about making sure that the program that you're interested in and the courses in the program and the school itself align with your end goal, and making sure that based on your end goal, you're getting the best return on investment. I do like having Zoom classes, or excuse me, the option of Zoom classes or meeting with the professor in groups. This program isn't designed to do that, but there are advantages I'm seeing to being able to just discuss, because in person you have your professor and going in class, and for synchronous methods or synchronous programs, the requirement of going to a class virtually to keep you accountable. But with asynchronous learning or programs that don't require for you to go in person or require you to sit online, you really have to be motivated and disciplined in doing your work. I'm growing a lot. I feel like my learning curve my learning experience in this program is helping to reduce the gap of experience that I have in comparison to people that may have been working in the field for quite some time. So academically, I can have conversations with people that have years of experience in comparison to waiting to get the years of experience and then being able to have the conversation. It's almost like I have somewhat of a head start, although experience will always, in my opinion, always be more effective than pure academics. Just my opinion. I think you should have a balance of both, but my opinion. So yeah, I hope and I'll say this: protect your mental health and protect your physical health. Don't burn out trying to be Superman or Superwoman. You've really got to take care of your mental health. Like, make sure you're taking time to breathe and be present, and not being anxious about what could happen or anxious about what could unfold, or worrying about what has happened, right? You can only control what's happening in the present moment. So the reading, the assignments are challenging, but knowing your why will help you push through. What else? Making sure that your school and the program and the courses within the program align with your end goal. Knowing the program structure, if it's hybrid, if it's synchronous or asynchronous, is really helpful, especially contingent on like what you have going on in your life. For example, I work full time, but I don't have a family, so this method or this program format is a right fit for me. So just making sure that you take that into consideration and getting the best return on investment based on your end goal, and taking care of your mental and physical well-being. I'll update maybe with a video hopefully at the end of this week, but we'll see, because it's a lot of reading that I have to do for this week and the weeks to follow. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.